All right. Welcome. It's Wednesday. Let's get it going. We got quite a bit to cover here. A lot of stretches, and then our three exercises for today. Okay. Let's get right into it. We're going to start with kind of a daily stretch you guys should be doing every day. In the morning as you wake up, or before you go to bed, or both. At least once or twice a day, every day, 7 days a week. Okay, this daily stretch, it's going to work everything head to toe. So it's really, it's only a 5 to 10 minute routine, and it's going to help you loosen up muscles. Okay, it's going to increase the blood flow to your joints. It's going to help prepare your body for, exercise. Okay, if you're doing it right before exercise, or just getting up ready for it today, and it'll also help aid in your recovery. Okay. My 3 rules with stretching. Okay, rule number 1, make sure you're smiling through these stretches. Okay, it shouldn't be so strenuous that you're, gritting your teeth, really trying to push hard. Okay, making sure you're smiling. 2, make sure you're able to breathe through all these. Okay, nice deep in breath, out breath. Okay, and then 3, don't worry about time. Okay, if you got to spend a little bit longer in one stretch than another stretch, that's perfectly fine. Okay, again, you just really listen to your body, what you need when you're stretching it out. Okay, with that said, let's get started. So you guys are going to start on all 4s here. Okay, so you'd be facing the camera, hands and knees. So those wrists will be right under your shoulders. Fingertips are going to be facing forward. We're going to go through our wrist stretch here. So with those fingertips facing forward, keeping those palms on the ground, you're just going to lean forward. Stretch out that wrist a little bit, and you'll get up through that forearm as well. Okay, again, just lean forward. If you got any pain in these, just kind of back it off a little bit. Again, just go as far as your range of motion allows. We'll work it up over time. Okay, the other one, you're going to turn that wrist around. Okay, so now your thumb's pointing out, your fingertips pointing towards your knees. Okay, inside of your elbows still facing forward. Okay, now this one you're just going to kind of sit back a little bit. Okay, on this one you'll probably feel a little bit more up through that forearm. Okay, again, keeping the palms of your hands flat to the floor. Don't let your palms come up here so you're on your fingertips. Keep the palms in the ground and just lean back. Okay, far enough to get a good stretch, remembering the 3 rules. Smile, breathe, don't worry about the time. Okay, so we're just going through these briefly. And again, you'd spend anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute. If you need more, that's fine. But again, this is just a 5 to 10 minute stretch routine. Okay, next one, we're gonna go kind of alternate between seal and cat. So here we'll start in seal, fingertips facing forward. Making sure these shoulders are down and back. We don't want to shrug the shoulders. We don't want to bring them forward. Okay, so we're not here. Down and back. And then really push up through the hips here. Keeping the hips on the ground. Stretching that lower back. Okay, making sure to keep the chest open by pushing those shoulder blades down and back. Okay, you need to alternate between that one and cat stretch. Okay, reaching the arms out. And then this one, focusing on dropping the shoulders down into the ground while you sit on those heels. Okay, so again, you'd alternate back and forth, holding each one, 5 to 10 seconds. Alternating back and forth a few times. Okay. Okay, good. The next one, shoulder capsule. So we've done this one before. You'll be arm out in front of you, and then this arm's going to thread through. Okay, keeping it at a 90-degree angle here. And then reach that arm forward, and then let that shoulder drop into that arm. Okay. Again, you can hold about 30 seconds to a minute, and then you switch sides. Reach that arm out, and sink it down into the ground. Okay. Next one you do, shoulder extension. Okay, great one to really work on opening up the shoulders. Okay, get a little bit more mobility through the shoulders, arms, increase that, you know, when we're swimming butterfly freestyle. Okay, so you'd work on walking the hands out. Okay, keeping these shoulders, again, back and down, so we're not going to roll them forward here. You can kind of see the difference from my shoulders are rolled inward and down to where they're back, opening up that chest. Okay, and again, no, shouldn't be any pain here. You need to back it up, walk it up a little bit. Okay, again, just making sure you're staying open. Okay, from here you go holding that shoulder extension, hip swivel. Okay, where you got your feet a little bit wider than hip width, and then you'll just drop your knees to one side, drop the knees to the other side, just swiveling back and forth. Again, about 30 seconds to a minute. Trying to get those knees down to the ground. We're just working on opening up the hips here. We're getting that hip mobility. Okay. Next one you do, straddle stretch here. So you'd reach your, kind of open those legs up as much as you can. Okay, then we'll just reach down in the middle. Okay, walking out those hands as far as you can. And then you hold that as long as you need to, remembering to smile, breathe. Okay, then you go down to the left side. You'd hold that, and then you'd go down to the right side. You'd hold that. Okay, next one you do is your butterfly stretch. Okay, I want to focus on getting those heels as close to the hips as possible. Okay, so scoot them in as much as possible, and then really work on letting those knees sink down to the ground. Okay, so as we do this every day, get more mobile. Okay, we should see those knees drop further and further down with those heels coming in closer and closer. Okay. Next one, pike stretch. So you'd have your feet straight out in front of you. Okay, starting sitting up nice and tall. Feet or legs flat into the ground. From here, you're going to lean forward, but really focus on leaning forward from the hips rather than just collapsing, trying to touch your toes. Okay, so reach forward through the hips. Okay, really work on keeping the legs straight into the ground. Working on trying to touch the toes. Okay. All right, next one you do, shoulder bridge. Again, open up the back a little bit, be on your back, and then we've been doing some bridges in our workouts on YouTube. This one you're going to go in your bridge up on your shoulders. Okay, so walking it up. And then getting your hands under your hips, really try to push those hips up as high as you can. Okay. And then the last one, can't forget the calves. We'll do our calf stretch, so you're getting in that down dog position. And then you're working on getting the heels into the ground, keeping the legs straight. Okay. Trying to get the heels into the ground. All right. And that's your a stretching routine you can do every day. Again, you know, in the morning as you wake up, before you go to bed, or both, you know, trying to get at least once or twice a day, every day. Okay, all right, let's get into our 3 movements here. First one, batwings, okay, which is very similar to a bent over row, a little difference here. So ideally, the setup would be is you would have a bench, okay, where you can lay on that bench, okay, and then with some kind of weight band, some resistance here, gallon jugs filled with sand, whatever. Okay, you pull up, get those elbows up nice and high, and then down, up, and down. Okay, other variations you can do for that, so you only have one weight, or you don't have something you can lay down on, okay, you can do a bent over row where you're have your one side of your body elevated here, and then you work on keeping that back flat. Okay, so I'm not reaching down, I'm not opening up here, keeping the back flat. Okay, as I pull up, keeping that elbow in, taking that elbow up as high as I can. All right. Another way you can do this, if you don't have a bench or weights or anything, and you got a band, again, you just step on that band. Okay, nice flat back, bend the knees slightly, and you pull that band up and down. Okay. Again, focus on, we don't want to round it back here. Okay, we focus on flat back, high elbows. Keep those elbows in so I'm not coming out here. Here, you know, if I'm facing you, okay, you should only see my elbows when they get up past my body. Okay. All right. Any question on those? Or any other variations you can do for that? All right, next one, lower body. We're gonna go through this single leg RDL, single leg Romanian deadlift. So this one, you'll be standing up, so everyone stand up. You'll be facing sideways so we can see you from the side. This one, you're gonna hinge at the hip here, so the leg we're standing on is going to stay relatively straight. Okay, slight bend. Okay, the leg that's going back is going to stay nice and straight and in line with our upper body. Okay, so as we go down, all right, I'm here, nice straight line, keeping this leg pretty well extended, and then back up. Okay, show you with the other leg here. Again, nice and straight as you can, and back up. Okay, so just seeing it from the front here, I'm trying to keep my shoulders pointed towards the ground, so I'm not, you know, as I come up, I'm not opening up the hips and the shoulders here. I'm trying to stay nice and flat, okay, as I come down and up. Okay, it's a great balance one as well, where we gotta really focus on keeping the core tight. Okay, shoulders down, touch that ground, come back up. Okay, so again, main points to think about here: the leg you're standing on slightly bent, and then one line from head down to the toes. Okay, again, this is one you would start out with, you know, about 3 to 5 sets of 8 to 12. Again, that's what I would start out with. Not adding any weight. You will feel it in the hamstrings, okay, the next morning as you do a couple weeks of those. Then you can add weight. Okay, if you got weights or something, you just hold them in both hands here, and you take that weight straight down and back up. Okay. All right, any questions on that one? All right, now we'll get into our last one. For our core, we got our flutter kicks, so everyone's on the ground. All right, so you're on the ground, hands reaching towards your heels on the side of your body. Okay, we don't want to sit on our hands, we want to focus on the core. Not getting any extra leverage here. Hands out, so you're going to point your toes, feet, a few inches off the ground. Small, fast flutter kicks. Okay, different from scissors. We're doing big, you know, scissor kicks here. Small, fast flutter kicks on our back. Okay, again, focusing on keeping the legs straight as we kick, so we're not kicking through the ankles. We're removing our heels, toes up and down, straight legs, and then focus on keeping that back flat into the ground. Okay, so that's kind of like a backstroke kick. Another variation we'll do with this, you know, if you got a bench or something, okay, kind of show you here. So you'd lean or have your hips hanging off the side here, okay? So we can kick. Okay, and just hang onto that bench. Okay, for more of a freestyle kick. Same thing where we're going small, straight leg kicks, okay? Again, engaging the core. All right, any questions on those 3 exercises? Alrighty, all right, looking forward for Friday. What you'll need to try to get access to is a foam roller. Okay, they come in different variations. Okay, shorter. Some of them have ridges on them for different pressure points and stuff. It's all just kind of personal preference. Just find one that's a little bit more dense, higher density, so it's a little bit harder, not ones that are too soft. Okay, so we can kind of work through those muscles, flush them out, roll them out a little bit. And again, which ones you get is kind of personal preference. I like the little bit longer ones here, so I can lay on it, and it reaches from my tailbone up to my neck. Okay, so I can lay flat on that and really work on opening up my chest, my shoulders. Okay, works in spine mobility as well. So if you already have one, bring it Friday. If you don't, see if you can get access to one by Friday. If not, still try to get one, because we'll be adding that into our daily routine as well. You'll roll it out. It's great before workouts, okay, to really open it up, get the blood flowing, and then after workouts as well to help with recovery. Okay?